Welcome to another episode of B4Real. My name is Cece and I'm your host. I really hope you enjoyed last week's episode. Today I have a very special guest, a longtime friend of mine, Sophie King. Gandhi once said, "Health is the true wealth, not pieces of gold and silver." And there's no better way to spread that knowledge than to invite someone who has been through the dark side of it. Stay tuned as we discuss all things family, relationships, mental health, fitness, and sexual consent. Will she be for real? Let's find out. Grab your cup of tea and join us on today's episode. Hi, Sophie.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Really happy to have you because I obviously you're very inspiring and I do look up to you a lot because you do a lot for people and people don't actually see it, but I do. And
appreciate that.
We're going to get into it a lot more, but first, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, first of all, my name is Sophie. As she already said, I am a fitness queen. I wouldn't call it that, but so I've been in the fitness industry for 7 years now. Yeah. I work full-time as a personal trainer and teaching classes in F45. I also have my own hiking group that I run once a month. This month is our 1 year anniversary.
Oh my God,
so that's exciting. Yeah.
So
so that's exciting, yeah. And then on top of that, I also like to advocate for women. So in terms of our bodies, our health, especially when it comes to our reproductive system in Ireland, I feel like this is something that's not talked about enough.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to get into that later on. And just a background story, me and Sophie actually went to school together. Like, she was the first friend I made in school.
Yeah.
And it was just so nice because, like, I'm such a introvert. Like, I don't really
walk
up to people first. But I remember you came up to me, like, you spoke to me first. And I remember, like, before school, when school had started, the first couple of days, I didn't have any friends. Like, I didn't know who to talk to. Like, and I found it so hard to like go up to people. And,
yeah, you were so quiet.
I was so quiet and so shy because like all my friends from like primary school went to different secondary schools, and I was the only one that went to Satanta.
Yeah.
So like the fact that you came up to me, I was just like, oh my God, I have a friend now. And then like since then we've been like this.
Yeah. And then sat beside each other as well. We were put beside each other on the first day, and I was like, she's gonna be my friend.
And then we did music together. And all that stuff, and then we bonded on Gaelic as well because we bought loads of Gaelic. So yeah, we go way back.
Been through it all.
We go way back. Just so we can get to know you more, I just want to get into like your upbringing and what, because I know you grew up with your mom, you lived with your mom and your dad. You know, you had like a good family of like, I don't know if it was good or bad, but like having a mom and dad is always seen as like, you know, good per se.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but like if you want to just tell us a little bit about that, or what your upbringing was like.
I grew up in a crazy house, a mad house.
How many dogs?
I have, don't even get me started. I have 5 dogs. Oh my God. There's 5 kids.
Oh my God.
And then there's me, my mum and dad. So, and then on top of that we had guinea pigs, hamsters, you name it. It's a jungle. It's a zoo.
So like, would you say it was like a typical Irish family?
Yes and no, because I don't know many Irish families that have this many animals.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
To be honest. But I'm like very blessed to have grown up in such a loving household. So like, you know, my personality where I always want to help people and give definitely comes from my parents. Yeah. Because like growing up, if they seen a stray dog, they brought it in, which is why we had 5 dogs. Yeah. And then same with like the guinea pig. There was the guinea pig in the pet shop. He had a disease. They were just going to kill him. Oh, no. We brought him home. We kept him. That was like, I think definitely like I grew up like in such a like privileged position in terms of like my family put really good morals inside me.
Oh wow. The fact that you can see that you were privileged and being the kind of person that you are, like you're super kind, you're super generous. I think like your parents did a very good job, and obviously you were like close to like you have a close relationship with your family, which is something that not a lot of people
my
have.
mum is my best friend.
See, we love that. We need more of that for like our kids. Like we need to.
Absolutely, and it's something that like I don't see this generation doing at all, which is like going out with their mum for like a shopping date or like a coffee or like, you know, like my mum comes on my hikes, my dad comes
Yeah,
on my
I've seen
hikes.
your mom is in like almost all your classes as well. Like,
Yeah,
your
she
Pilates
trains
classes.
every day. Like
Yeah.
she's a beast. Like she's my
Yeah,
inspiration.
no.
But like my dad comes on my hikes. Like we're very very close as a family, which is really
I do
cool.
remember seeing that in school, your mom coming to pick you up as well, and just
Yeah.
kind of like carrying the station in as well. A lot of people don't understand like how important it is to have like a present parents.
That are backing you like every step of the way, you know.
And you've done so well for yourself as well. Like you've graduated as a PT as well.
Yeah, so I went to university and I done like sports management and coaching.
Yeah.
So that like literally maybe one quarter of my course was PT. The rest
Yeah.
was like working with athletes and stuff, which
wow.
is something that I do want to kind of go into in the future, like more sports specific role. But I definitely think for now PT is good, but I don't see it being like my forever thing.
Yeah. So where did your love for like fitness come from?
My mum.
Your mom?
My mum.
Yeah.
So when I was like a kid, like straight away my parents put me into sport. But you know, then when I got my first period, I actually went down like a downhill spiral with my health.
I remember that, yeah. You were always sick, you were always off school.
Always off school, always sick, always
Yeah.
in the hospital. And then, you know, obviously on top of that, you're missing school, you're missing out on things with your friends. Mental health can decline as well.
Yeah.
And my mum put me into the gym. She brought me to the gym for the first time. Yeah.
Okay.
So she brought me to the gym. My dad brought me to kickboxing.
Yeah, I remember you were doing kickboxing.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
And they started me on that at the same time. And I just fell in love with it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like, I just fell in love. I found my mum such an inspiration.
Yeah.
When I used to see her in the gym, like what she was lifting, how hard she was going, I was like,
Yeah.
it was just a big
wow.
inspiration for me. And
you
then
can see it because if you see Sophie's mum now, like
she's
fit.
51 and she is
She's
fit.
fit. She's fit, yeah.
Yeah, and then as well, my dad like joined kickboxing with me. So like they both joined something with me.
Yeah.
And like seeing my parents be so active and healthy was just like, it was just a big motivation for me, you know.
And unfortunately your dad got sick as well with cancer. Like how
Yes.
did you guys cope with that?
So about 2 years ago, my dad was diagnosed with cancer, and it was actually 3 different types of cancer. Yeah, so he had prostate cancer, stomach cancer, and a brain tumor.
Just to say, her dad is alive and well.
He's
Before
well.
she goes into it any further,
It's not going down the steep dark road.
like when you sing 3 times, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no, he's alive and well. Thank God for you.
And so yeah, he got diagnosed with 3 different types of cancer, and luckily he went through chemo, he went through surgery, and he got the all clear. Like, so he's fully cleared. And he's back in the gym. He trains with Mikey 1-to-1, and he's coming to my hikes and stuff, and it's like he's a major inspiration. Like,
no, because I remember you were pretty close with your dad in school, so
Yeah.
that he's going through that. I actually felt so bad when I heard the news. I've never met him, but I know he's like a really nice guy. Like,
yeah, he's
So-
super soft. That's where I get my
super friendly,
babiness from.
super friendly, super soft, and so sad because I know my dad had cancer as well, but unfortunately he passed on. He had pancreatic cancer. And that's the thing with like treatments in Africa and here, it's so different. Like, you don't have the money to take care of yourself back home,
No.
like a lot of
And like,
guys
to
do
be
that.
honest, they kind of said like it was like almost a miracle that my dad beat 3 different types of cancers. Like, because my uncle, he's in the same boat, except his is in his lungs, and like it's not going the same way like it did with my dad. You know, he's kind of looking at, you know, end stage care at the moment.
Oh, no way.
So we are so blessed that my dad was like strong, you know. So
And he was going through that for 2 years.
2 years of like chemotherapy, surgery, you name it. Like, he was getting dizzy spells, he wasn't able to drive, nothing. And now he's in the gym, he's hiking. He's never hiked in his life, and now all of a sudden he's like loving hiking, which is amazing, you know.
And to think, like, I think it helps a lot the fact that like he has like loving children around him and a loving wife around him as well. I think that's so important for someone that's ill.
Yeah.
You go to hospitals and you see people there that have no visitors, and it just makes your condition worse.
Yeah, they don't have someone that's like willing to put that time into them, you know. My mum was there, like my mum put everything aside and just took care of him for 2 years. Every appointment she sat with him, every chemotherapy session she sat beside him, you know, and he was getting like 2 bags of chemo a day. You know, it was like hours of chemo, and she sat with him for that whole thing. Like,
And that is true love.
Yeah.
I know, like, you know, like when people say their vows and they're like in sickness and in health.
Yeah, that's like
rich.
exactly it.
For me, I'm like, I never want to say that because I never want to like manifest like sickness or like poverty.
Yeah.
It's like it's rich and richer.
Rich and richer.
Wealthier. But to think, obviously, we struggle with relationships. We both know that. But to have someone who that unconditionally loves you,
Yeah.
and puts their life aside to take care of you when like you're on your weakest, that is like true love. And I think as humans we all want to feel loved, and we all want to feel loved genuinely.
Yeah.
So like shout out to your mom, because
She's amazing.
being a great example for you and for me as well, because
honestly they show what true kindness is, do you know?
Yeah.
And it's something that I don't see a lot now.
No, unfortunately, we live in a tough.
But I have hope. I have hope for our generation.
I don't.
You've given up. Oh, okay.
I don't have hope. I mean, I have hope in my relationship, but when I see other young girls getting pregnant just because it's popular, or because, and then seeing men with like 3 baby moms and they think it's okay, and just seeing young girls getting pregnant because it's a trend and because they want a house from the government, it's like,
it's sad.
I don't have hope, unfortunately. Like, I don't. Sorry.
Really?
I think we need Jesus Christ to come save us, to be honest, because it's actually ridiculous. Like, there was one thing I saw on TikTok. This girl, she was seeing a guy who was in a relationship, and she knew he was in a relationship, and she was like, and she got pregnant for him. And she was like, well, at least I didn't get stuck with him being his girlfriend. I'm like, but you're stuck with him, and you're stuck with him now forever, because you're his child. And she was so young and ignorant.
Yeah.
And she was only like 16, 17. So like these girls, they have no idea. And these guys involved, they don't care. Like as soon as they see your pretty face, it's like, no more.
It's a pretty face and ass. That's all it is.
And that's it. So I think we're screwed for like our kids, our generation. We're definitely screwed.
I'm just gonna isolate my kids in the mountains somewhere until they turn like 20. And then they're gonna be good people.
No internet.
No internet.
Have you seen
Do not let boyfriends or girlfriends either.
Have you seen the TikTok trend for, I don't know, it's going on in America now, the iPad kids, Sephora, 10-year-olds going into Sephora and getting like proper skincare, makeup, skincare products, expensive.
I didn't even know what makeup was until I still don't even know what makeup is.
These are 10-year-olds. These are 10-year-olds going into like make grown-up shops, buying grown-up makeups and grown-up skincare. The parents are there because the iPad kids, they grew up on the iPad.
Yeah.
So they've no idea of what like real work is like. So they're influenced by what they see on social media.
Yeah.
They're growing up too fast. Like they go buy this product and they come and make like videos and they post on TikTok like, get ready with me to go to school, and they put it on like makeup on.
See, I deleted TikTok. I deleted it because I was like, you know what, I can't keep watching this bullshit.
That's a smart thing.
Yeah, I was like, this is actual bullshit. Like, I'm not going to keep watching this. People are crazy on TikTok.
It's so bad. Like, it is actually so flipping bad. Like,
yeah.
Cause
and not even that, like the whole conspiracy things and everything that you're seeing on TikTok on top of all that bullshit. I'm just like, I literally just one day was like, you know what? No.
I never looked up.
No.
I need to do that because I think I'm so hooked. Like,
really?
I'm so hooked. Like,
I think I got hooked in lockdown and then I just lost interest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not.
But I'm like barely on my phone ever, so I just can't. I don't have the attention to sit on my phone.
Because I'm like, how do you do so much? Because you do a lot. You're such an active person.
Don't go on your phone. Yeah, this is the key.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'll try.
Baby steps. Baby steps. Yeah.
Hope I can do that. I learned so much on TikTok as well. That's the thing. Like.
Yeah. See, I'm like, I'll just Google what I need to know.
Yeah.
And that's it. Because I'm like, TikTok is like, it's toxic for your brain.
No, it really is. And then they do put things that like on things about relationship there, like, oh, if your man isn't doing this, comparing relationships.
Yeah, and that's such a bad thing as well. And it's like a big scaremongering thing as well. Like sometimes you go on TikTok and it's like terrifying you about the world, and then like people are afraid to leave their house because of the shit they're seeing on TikTok, you know?
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. Everyone kind of looks the same. We're all following the same trend. We're all doing the same kind of makeup.
I'm like, just be you.
We're all shopping in the same place. We all have the Stanley cups and but
true.
like, robots basically. So yeah, and I will try to reduce my social media intake this year, 2024 to New Year. So
That's the goal.
It's doable. Just to also talk about what I want to get into. I don't even have to start this because we're both so flippant traumatized. Right, so for our younger audience, people that are thinking of dating, just red flags that they should like know before getting into anything serious in relationships. You could be 13, 14, 15, 16 even wanting to date and you see certain type of behaviors from a guy or a girl. Just like we should just give them like a little piece of advice, like what the red flags are from our experience.
Yeah.
Because we're like your older sisters, like we've been through it for you. We've been through the dark side of it for you. So
and we're here to show you.
And we're here to show you, and we want you to really, really learn from us. Okay, please learn from us. So I'm gonna start with you.
Okay.
Just red flags first.
Okay. Where do I start? So, the biggest red flag for me is when you realize that you're no longer being yourself.
Oh yes.
When you realize that every day is going by and you're not doing the things that you love because your time is spent doing what your partner wants.
Yeah.
That for me was like the realization. Like I was in a 7-year relationship, as you know, and we were polar opposites,
And they did say opposites attract, but not for too long.
Not for too long.
Not for too long.
Because eventually it will get to a point where one person starts leading towards the other person's lifestyle. And that's what was happening to me. Like I used to be like super fit, super sporty. And then, it was leading up to like just before lockdown and my partner was lazy, didn't train, didn't enjoy the outdoors, nothing.
Yeah.
I realised that like I was getting to a point where I was like, I'm just sitting at home all day, I'm eating shit. Like I don't even like sweets. I don't even like sweets. I'm eating sweets and I'm sitting at home all day and like I'm looking in the mirror and I hate myself.
Yeah.
And I hate the person that I've become. And I don't even recognise myself and I'm not doing what I love anymore.
Yeah.
And that was a major red flag for me. Like, because when everything seems like so perfect, but then you take a step back and you're like, I'm not even me,
Yeah, that makes sense. No.
Red flags for you.
Red flags. Okay, for my one, red flags. Oh, there's just too many. I could write a book. I could write a book. So, for me is they can tend to take full control of you, like who you see, who you become friends with, trying to control your social media, because I know.
And then you realise you're not seeing your friends.
You're not seeing your friends anymore. Another red flag. One thing that was huge for me, and I didn't realise these things until like I had left, was he was actually tracking my phone. Remember I told you, he was tracking
I still
my
can't
phone.
get over this.
I had no idea. Like, it's so flipping crazy. Because I remember he bought me a phone. I don't know if it was for Christmas or my birthday. And he had put his email on it. And I had no idea. But
Never take a phone from your man.
No. You can, but
just kidding.
Check
it.
Yeah, so like I remember he was, whenever I'm out with people, like he'd always show up randomly, and I was like, wait,
I had the same thing.
How are you here? Like, how are you actually here? He's like, oh, it's just a coincidence. Oh, it's just a coincidence. I was like, oh my god.
But then like so many coincidences later, you're like, something doesn't seem right here.
Right. It was until like I had broken up with him, because we broke up multiple times. It was until I had broken up with him and someone actually looked at my phone and saw that his email was there and he was tracking my locations, and I was like shocked. So if your boyfriend or if your man, your partner, doing something like that, something similar where they're going through your phone, they're not
even going through your phone, because you know what, like I'm big on this thing that like you can have my phone at any point you want, I will never stop you. You'll know my passcode, you can know all my passwords, but if your partner is showing up to locations and weird things are happening, that's when you have to start questioning it.
Exactly. And I think like relationship is built on trust. So like my partner,
if there's no trust,
he has my passwords. He looks at my phone, but he's not looking at my phone
to find something.
Do you know what I mean? And I have
it could be like, oh, can you text that person back for me, and like you hand them your phone, and you've no problem doing that.
Your partner is literally going to you, give me your phone, I want to see who you've been texting, I want to see who's in your DMs,
or they're hiding their passcodes. Then
I think another thing, if you can be sexually active with your partner, you can give them the password.
Yes.
Because it's not that deep.
No.
If you were sexually active with someone and then
What have you got on your phone that you don't want them to see?
Yeah, because if you can share the most intimate part of yourself with someone else and they don't want to share their password with you, leave.
And it's not that like you want their password to find something. It's just it's a level of trust and it's a level of respect.
Exactly. Some people are fine not even having it, but the fact that if they're like really headstrong on, I'm not giving you my password.
Yeah.
Run.
Like I can't remember the last time that I went on my partner's phone, but like I know if I ever like wanted to, I have his passcode. Do you know?
You're not worried, like.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have that down. Red flag.
Okay. Red flag.
Let's see.
Coming back not to like the whole following, but to control. Having control over what you wear.
Oh, stop. Yes. Oh my God.
Making comments that, you know, oh, you're just wearing that for attention, blah, blah, blah. Like, I work in the fitness industry, you know, I wear tight clothes every day because, you know, sex sells.
Yeah.
Sex sells, and as a personal trainer, like, the top way to get clients is by looking good, you know, and you have to be confident. If I'm in the gym in baggy clothes covered up, who's gonna want to come to me and be like, oh, I want a personal trainer with her because she seems so confident.
Yeah,
no, you want to be the girl. Yeah, you advertise yourself, you know.
And it's not in a sexual way. It's not your fault that they see it in a sexual way. That's not a you problem. That's a them problem.
Exactly.
You know?
So like it's a thing of like controlling, you know. Oh, like don't wear that. Like oh, your boobs look a certain way in that bra, or you know, them leggings are a bit tight, or you know that like them kind of things that control, and then like same as you know, you realize. I'm not seeing my friends because every time you want to see your friends, it's, oh, but like, what am I supposed to do all day?
You don't have time for me. You don't love me and all.
Yeah, it's like I'm with you 24/7. Like I need my friends.
Oh yeah, another thing I can add to that is a red flag. If your man does not compliment you, run.
Amen.
Because I went through that. I remember
7 years and like being, you know, basically begging to be called pretty. Now I wake up, I look like a toe.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
Right?
Like, no, I'm not.
It was so strange to me as well because I remember my ex, and I don't know why I didn't leave him at this time. Like it was so crazy, and it was like kind of early on as well. He was like, oh, I'm not gonna compliment you
because I don't want to give you ego. I don't want to give you so much ego.
No, like they literally said that to me, and I took it like it was nothing. And then I met my current boyfriend, and when I say compliments like every single day,
it makes you feel special.
I'm like, are you okay? Are you sure? Like,
it's like, did you do something wrong?
Yeah. I remember when we first started talking. I was over in England and I wore like a dress. It had like a lot of cuts in it, and I showed him. He was like, "Oh, you look so hot! Oh my God, you're like."
In the past, it would have been like, take that off.
Yeah, like, you're burning. Like, I was like, "Do you not have anything negative to say about it?" He was like, "No, just be guided."
Yeah.
He goes, "Just be guided."
Yeah.
And because of that, it made me not even want to like show off my body anymore. Yeah. Because I was just like, he could have.
He makes me feel secure.
He could have called me he made me feel so secure. Like he could have called me a slut. He could have called me an attention seeker.
Yeah.
He didn't. He was just like, you look really hard. You're on holiday. Obviously, just be guided.
Yeah.
Do you know? And I was like, oh my God, I think I love you.
I think I love you.
Like, talking to him. But yeah, he compliments me a lot, and
amazing.
It was so different from my last relationship. That's a red flag, okay?
But like, if your partner is not your biggest hype person, why are they with you?
Why are they with you? They don't support you in everything you do. Like,
like if I walk down the stairs in the new gym fit and like, my partner's not like, you know, oh my God, you look so hot. Yeah. Like, why are they with you?
Why are they with you?
You know,
if you think about it, girls, we compete with each other so much that to get attention from a man, genuinely, it's such a boost, a self-confidence boost, you know. So
and like your partner should be obsessed with you, like not in an unhealthy way, like, but they should be obsessed with like how you look, who you are as a person, like everything you do. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I just watch my partner cook topless and I'm like, wow, you're amazing.
Yeah, and I do the same.
Do you know?
Like we just compliment. They also need it. You know, like.
Yeah.
I think it's.
And this is a big thing that I don't think women do enough, is compliment their partners as well.
Compliment your partner, especially when they get like their shape up. tell them the shape up is nice, especially when they go gym as well and they've been doing the
Yeah, when they have that nice pump and you're like,
Tell
oh, your
them,
chest
like,
looks
oh my-
good
yeah,
today.
they
And they're like, yeah, but where?
They're like, oh, stop. You guys are like, you look so hot. Like,
Yeah.
and when they get dressed up for dinner as well,
Yeah.
or they perfume as well. Like, I even buy my boyfriend.
The little things, like the little bits of effort they put
tell
in.
them they smell nice. Tell them they look nice. Trust me, it's
Yeah.
such a huge, like, big confidence boost.
Yeah,
for
and
them
it'll
as well.
make you so much closer.
Yeah, it honestly will. I think that's so good. So, yeah, we've listed a few red flags, and I hope you please don't just be guided, be careful. And if you need if you have any questions, ask us.
Absolutely.
Follow our Instagrams. We'll proudly answer them
Yeah.
and share experiences with you, just so you don't have to go through what we did. Because I think we need therapy.
I have been to therapy.
You did therapy.
I have been to therapy.
I think I needed therapy after I met my boyfriend. I think he's my therapist. I can't afford therapy; it's too expensive. But no, I actually checked it. It's like what 100 or like 80 euros.
It's
for an
40
hour.
quid a session.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
expensive, but
the one I
to be
looked
honest,
for-
it's worth it.
The one I looked for was like 80 quid. I was like, yeah, I you know what? I'm okay. I'm okay.
Like,
That's-
what is she
that's fine.
doing?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
fucking healing you from the inside out? Like, what the 80 euros? Like,
Yeah,
no.
I was like, yeah, it's too expensive. I'll survive. I have no choice.
I'll read a self-help book.
I'll read the self-help book. I'll go to church.
Go to church.
Honestly, I'll bench my friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Just really be careful, because men out there, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And if you're in your 20s and you're with someone that's, I don't know, 35, 36, grooming.
Say less.
Grooming, okay. That shouldn't be allowed, and that's vice versa with the guy. If a guy is in his 20s and he's dating someone that's a lot older than him,
Yeah.
grooming, please run.
Why do you want a sugar mommy?
Like, you should mommy.
Do you have mommy issues?
Mommy issues, screaming mommy issues.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, another thing you may not know, Sophie King recently got engaged. So
Yes. Oh,
let me just
where's
give
my
her,
ring?
like, she's out of the market.
Where's my ring?
She's out of the market. You're the first in our friend group to get engaged.
Yes.
Wow. Congrats.
And I did not think it was going to be me. I am the
Stop.
last person that I thought was going to get engaged first, because
Stop.
I'm the wild one, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm that free spirit that's always floating. And I was like, why am I the first one?
So how can we also get engaged? I want to learn. Give me
Get an
tips.
Italian
Do I need
man.
to cook?
Italian men, they're just extremely,
Okay.
extremely romantic.
Right. Okay. Have you ever broken a pasta in front of him?
Yeah.
Stop.
Oh,
Did he
I've like done all the things.
Did he snap?
No,
He didn't.
no. He's
He
actually
didn't
very. No, but I cut it with a knife and fork in front of him. I was in a 7-year relationship and we broke up because I actually went to his home country to meet his family, and
Yeah, probably not my wisest decision, but as I said, I'm a free spirit.
It's
And
better than text.
I
It's
just,
better than through text.
yeah,
So you're okay.
I just do shit as it happens.
Yeah.
And I left the airport and we never spoke again. That was it. God,
Wow.
7 years disappeared. He still has loads of my shit. I threw out all his shit. We never even like gave stuff back. It was just
Yeah.
that's it, done, finished. Like got out of my life,
Yeah.
which is a bit wild when you spend 7 years with
Yeah.
someone.
Exactly.
And I was working in FIFA at the time, and I'm not gonna lie, it took a few months and I didn't even talk to anyone. Like, we broke up in like, I think it was the end of July. Yeah, we broke up, and then it was start of August we broke up, and I took like a good like few months of like not even talking to guys. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna focus on me, focus on training, focus on getting myself back, figuring out who I am.
Yeah.
And you know what they say, when you're not looking for it,
It comes.
It
It was for me as well. Exact same thing.
so I was like adamant that I didn't want to see anyone,
Yeah.
nothing. And then I was working with Mike at the time, and him and his previous partner had broken up. I don't know, they broke up in like maybe September, October, and it was, I think it was end of November, like mid-November, we
Yeah.
started like getting close. I think one night he offered me a lift home. It was like
Yeah.
freezing,
Yeah.
and like I live here, this was in like city centre where I was working.
Oh yeah.
So back then I wasn't driving, and he offered me a lift home, and I think in the car we just realised like that we really vibe with each other.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
yeah, after that, like, we just started hanging out loads. I started bringing him hiking with me because he never done anything like that before.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So as soon as we started hiking, he was like, "Oh my god, I love this," like, you know.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's who you are. Like.
Yeah. So I was like, if I can like find someone who loves what I love, I'm doing good.
Because you got, when I say they're the most active couple that I know of, they are so they go hiking, camping, scuba diving.
We compete in
swimming.
competitions together.
They do competitions together. Like they're the perfect fit. It's so crazy because like I mean about it on a Sunday with my boyfriend, just like watching movies.
And I'm in the mountains somewhere.
And someone's like hiking somewhere
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, in, like shorts. Like that's so crazy.
Yeah. But like, do you know what? It's such like a 180 when you go from like being with someone who you literally had to beg for the bare minimum to like go with you for a fucking walk in the park.
Thank God for bro.
Yes. To like someone who is like jumping out of the bed on a Sunday being like, where are we hiking today?
Oh wow.
You know? Like it's such a difference, and that's like, I think, you know, we only got together end of November, and by January like we were already considering living together.
Oh my God.
You know, like, and I know people say like, oh, don't rush into things, like, but I feel like when you know, you know.
When you know, that was the exact same with me as well.
Yeah, when you know, you know.
When you know, you know. Yeah.
And you know, I think it was like near March, just before my birthday, we moved in together, and we were like only 4 months together. But I think that was actually the best decision I ever made, because you don't get to know somebody until you live with them.
Yeah.
And like, honestly, I was 7 years with someone and didn't live with them.
Yeah.
And I feel like I never even really knew that person, do you know, because you don't sleep together, nothing. Like, we sleep together every single night, you know, we wake up every morning together. And then we went to Italy to meet his family. It was on my birthday.
Yeah.
I thought it was a surprise birthday party, and I walked out and it was like an aisle with a big flower wall saying "Marry me" in lights.
Oh.
It was amazing. He got every detail. Like, my ring has like blue sapphire. He got me to wear a blue sapphire dress.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He got his nanny to do my nails, blue sapphire.
Love that.
Like, this whole thing was coordinated. Flowers, everything were blue. The whole thing was
He put in
coordinated.
the effort.
This
He put
is
in
like,
effort.
yeah, there was like things hanging from the ceiling saying "I love you," flowers, lights, fairy lights, this petals on the floor.
Yeah.
I was like, I just cried. Like, I just
Oh.
cried. I opened my eyes and I just cried. I was like, and he was like obviously down on one knee being like, "Will you marry me?" And I just like, I didn't even answer him. I just was like in hysterics.
Yeah.
I was ugly crying.
That's so
I
nice.
ruined the video, ugly crying.
Oh,
I ugly cried for the whole thing. I was like, ah.
Yeah, because I never really understood why like people cried when they got engaged. Because I'm like, aren't you dating this person?
Yeah, it was the
Marry them.
effort.
So like, that, see, now I understand. It's
It was
the effort.
for
A
me,
lot of
like, because
people
I always
don't,
thought
you know.
that as well, and
Yeah,
I was
'cause I'm
like,
you should know he's gonna propose. Like, you should know you're married. Why are you like crying like that? But it's the effort as well. 'Cause
yeah.
a lot of men don't do that, or they just
Yeah.
like pay someone to do it. Or they
And
just
I
go
was
to,
like, on my birthday too, like,
on
I'm
your
never gonna
birthday,
forget that.
Family's there as well.
And the whole
dress,
family
the
there,
details.
his nanny
It
was behind
details.
clapping.
You know, like,
It was
the
so cute.
detail, the effort, and
Yeah.
that matters a lot in relationships. So,
Yeah.
congrats.
Thank
And
you.
when is the wedding like?
So, the wedding is going to be in Italy. So it's going to be in Sardinia,
So
where
going
he's
to
from.
Italy.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
all going to Italy. So it's going to be in Sardinia.
Yeah.
It's going to be a super chill wedding,
Yeah.
because I'm just like the most low maintenance person ever.
Love that. Okay.
It's going to be beachy vibes,
Yeah.
like chill dress, chill hair, you know,
Love it.
nothing too like over the top.
Yeah.
His family owns a restaurant over there, so we're going to have like a big reception in the restaurant. This
Yeah.
restaurant is beautiful, like out of this world.
Yeah.
And we're hoping for, I think we had originally planned this August, but we're like in the middle of building our house, so
Yeah.
we're like, no, we can't afford
no,
that.
no.
So next August is the goal.
Fingers crossed.
So-
This is easier. So what is endometriosis? Endometriosis. I cannot
It's
say
a
that
tongue
word.
twister.
It's a tongue twister. Like, a lot of people don't know about it, and I think it's something that's not spoken about enough, especially
Yeah.
for women.
So like
what is
the
that?
numbers are like, you know, endometriosis is a disease. So, you know, every month we get our period and we shed our period.
Yeah.
Endometriosis is when diseased tissue similar to your period
Yeah.
grows outside your uterus.
And it attaches to organs like you know, your bowel, the outside of your uterus, your ovaries, your tubes.
Right.
So this diseased tissue has nowhere to go. So it's just attached to your organs and it can't leave your body. So it just stays there. So you can imagine like every month when you get your period and this diseased tissue is getting ready to leave the body. So the same as your period, yeah, it's going to get swollen, it's going to get inflamed, it's going to get ready to expel, but then it has nowhere to go. So that's going to lead to like inflammation everywhere, pain, vomiting, extreme fatigue.
And this is what we're dealing with since
My first period.
Since your first.
And like my 12. Also, my first period, I ended up in A&E.
Oh my god.
I was like, my mom thought my appendix was bursting.
Yeah.
I was like screaming, like not joking, screaming in pain.
Yeah.
And I was vomiting everywhere, like uncontrollably vomiting from the pain.
Yeah.
And they said to me, oh, it's just bad periods. So that's what I got told. So they were like, yeah, it's just bad periods. I got put on the contraceptive pill when I was 13. Yeah, 13.
Wow.
To deal with my bad periods and help with hormone regulation.
Yeah.
Like, this country's fucked when it comes to like women's health.
Yeah.
You know?
And how did you end up being diagnosed?
So I only got diagnosed when I was 24.
So like last year?
Yeah. So I got last year in June. I got surgery November before. So in 2022, in November 2022,
Oh my god.
I got diagnosed, and it was a doctor in Blanche Hospital.
Yeah.
A male.
Doctor, and this is hilarious because I've dealt with only female doctors for
And
the
they-
past 12 years, and they've told me bad periods. I've had cysts burst in my ovaries where I've ended up in A&E for a week with like risk of disease spreading throughout my whole body and killing me. Like, you know, I've been in really, really bad situations with my health and been told, no, you just have bad periods. I went to the Blanche Hospital to see the gyno in November 22.
Yeah.
I was like so fed up at this point.
Yeah. I can
Like,
imagine.
because on top of that, you know, 2 weeks out of the month, I'm extremely fatigued to the point where like I was having to call in sick to work. I was bedbound. I was getting endo belly, which is basically looking 9 months pregnant
Oh.
because you're so
And
inflamed.
obviously you being a fitness person.
I had
like,
no
doesn't help.
confidence to leave the house 2 weeks
Yeah.
out of the whole month, you know.
Yeah.
On top of that, then that's going to lead to mental health issues.
Yeah.
So like I went down like a very, very dark kind of place with my mental health, and you know I ended up actually attending Pieta House because
Oh,
I
no
was like,
way.
I was in like a really, really bad place last year just before my surgery, and it was November 22. I cried in the gyno office and I was like I cannot keep living like this. Like I'm
Yeah.
24 years old. I have zero quality of life. You know, like every month I have to schedule my life around my period
Yeah.
because I know for 1 week I can't exercise. I can barely go to work because I can't
Yeah.
stand because the pain in my back and shooting down my legs is so severe. I'm vomiting. So like obviously I can't teach fitness classes while
Yeah.
vomiting. And I just like completely broke down. And he turned around and he goes, oh, you've endometriosis.
Just like that.
Just like that. Do you know how pissed off I was?
Oh.
I was relieved, but I was so pissed off because I was like,
from, like
I had
early
told
on.
doctors before, like I knew I had polycystic ovaries, which is like cysts growing on your ovaries,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that I had endo. And I'd said to doctors before, look, you know, I've been looking into this myself and I seem to have all the symptoms of endo, and they were like, not possible, you're too young, is what the doctor told me. Oh, it's not possible that you could grow endo tissue when you're only 12.
Yeah.
You can grow endo tissue from the day of your first period.
Yeah.
There has
I mean, I know
actually
that now.
been babies found, like children, little small babies found with endometriosis tissue, diseased tissue inside
Oh
them.
my god.
It's not even just related to periods. And like it's so dangerous to the point that, you know, it can actually attach to your lungs and stuff
Yeah.
and affect your like your breathing, everything. Like for me, when I got the surgery, I got it in June of 23, and when I came out of the surgery, he was like, you're so lucky that like we did this because your ovaries were completely covered. The back of your like completely surrounded with diseased tissue, to the point where like you probably weren't even, you know, releasing your egg properly. Yeah, your uterus like and your womb, the whole back of it was destroyed. your bowels. So I've had like
Your
sev-
will?
yeah, I've had severe stomach issues.
Yeah.
Like my whole life, like digestion issues, always getting like nausea, everything. Apparently my bowel had endometriosis tissue on it. My stomach had endometriosis tissue on it. And I also had something called adenomyosis, which is when the endometriosis tissue goes into the actual walls of your uterus.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like little like sacs of
Yeah.
diseased tissue basically inside the walls
Yeah.
of your uterus. And because they left me so long, the doctor, when he done my surgery, he said to me, don't bother trying to have kids because your body's never going to hold it. Yeah, that's why he said, he goes, you know, it's so extensive. We've removed what we could, but to be honest, I wouldn't recommend that you try have kids because you're just going to have a miscarriage. Yeah, and I'm sitting in the doctor's office after surgery expecting good news, and this is what he tells me. Yeah, so I'm like, I waited 12 years for surgery that I should have gotten a long time ago because the doctors were so dismissive of me every time I went. Yeah.
I'm in shock. Like I feel
Yeah.
like my body just shut down. It's all like dead ass.
Yeah.
Like, I know you didn't want to have kids before, but the fact that they tell you now that you don't even have that option. to decide
And you
if
know what,
want
like
kids or not.
growing up I was always like, I don't want kids,
Yeah.
but like we know my partner, he has like a little one.
Yeah.
And like she's the cutest ever, like she's
Yeah.
amazing. Like I have such a good relationship with her, you know, and from just being with my partner, seeing how he is with his kid,
Yeah, you know.
like
it'd be great.
I kind of like got the feeling, you know, now that I would have loved to have a kid,
Yeah.
which is like the reason why I went for the surgery.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. And then they were like, yeah, don't bother. So then after that, like mental health, total decline.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all my adventures last year was like just event.
I was so shocked.
Yeah.
And can you like take legal actions because like they literally played with the future?
No. Because, you know, the only way to diagnose endo is actually by doing a laparoscopy, which is like the keyhole surgery. So they can just claim that, you know, oh, well, like we didn't want to do surgery on her when she was so young. So, like, no.
I am so pissed off.
But do you know how many
I'm
women,
so pissed off.
like, I think it's 1 in 10 women have endometriosis. And I know in my group of clients, friends, I know 5 women with it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these girls all have like really bad quality of life. Like one of my friends, I'm not going to say her name, but she basically, like, she's an older woman and, you know, she had 1 kid and she can't have any more. And she's in a situation where every month she's in so much pain that she can't go to work. And she has like 0 quality of life. She's like stuck in bed. And that was me up until I got my surgery, like bedbound, unable to move for like days on end because you're in so much pain. Hot water bottle here, hot water bottle
Yeah,
here,
I remember, yeah.
Nurofen patches, like you name it, all the teas in the world, nothing would help.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That is so freaking sad. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I just need a minute. I'm so sad for you.
But I'm good now.
And I guess because of all of this, you've now come up with Zen Adventure, is it?
Yeah, so I think I kind of had like a mid-20s breakdown last January.
Yeah, understandable.
So
Understandable.
I was working in a gym and they were treating me like shit.
Yeah.
And I was like being overworked on 13-hour shifts on top of like having endometriosis and being in like debilitating pain and constantly fatigued. I was doing like 13-hour long shifts with no break. I was in charge of the whole staff, everything.
Yeah.
And like I asked for help, there was no help given, you know. And in January, I hit like such a decline with my mental health that I was like, I came to a realization. I was like, okay, I'm working 13-hour shifts. I'm in extreme pain all the time. I'm barely training.
Yeah.
And I do absolutely nothing I love, and I don't remember the last time I saw the outdoors.
Yeah.
And I went with Laura
Yeah.
to Hote that day. And this was a Sunday, I remember. No, it was a Saturday. Yeah, it was a Saturday. And I went to Hote with Laura that day, and we went for a sea swim. It was last January, and it was like the best day I'd had in such a long time, because I was in such a shit space from like December through January.
Yeah.
And I remember like just chatting away with Laura, and like I just threw the idea at her. I was like, oh, I would love to start like my own group and like give, because I don't have like anyone that hikes other than like my partner.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd love to just make a group of people together, you know, and give people a place where, you know, if they feel alone, they can come to these things and meet people, and, you know, like a safe place.
A safe space, basically.
Yeah, but also with people who like share the same kind of mindset as me and interest, because, you know, I can't drink alcohol. It's a major like trigger for my endometriosis. Like I'll be inflamed for days, cheeks, belly, everything, like vomiting.
Yeah.
I think I'm allergic on top of that. So maybe it's a good thing. So I just wanted like something, like the only time you see your friends is going to the club.
It's going to back then,
Yeah, like back then that's what it felt like, and I was like, this just isn't me. And I was talking to Laura, and I was like, I just want to have my own thing, you know.
Yeah.
And we were just laughing about it, you know. We actually like, we were in like a hidden beach just in the water in the middle of January with woolly hats on, like two crazy people. And we were just joking about it, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. And the next day I went into work, and I don't know, something just flipped in my head, and it was like a 13-hour shift. I was meant to be there till 9 that night. This was a Sunday. 10 a.m. I was like, fuck this. I rang my boss, and I was like, can you come in? And he was like, why? And I was like, I need to go home. I didn't say why. And he came in, and he was like, what's wrong? And I just told him to his face. I was like, I'm gonna leave, and I'm never gonna come back.
Period.
And he was like, what? No, like, you don't leave, like, we'll reduce your hours, like, I know that you've been sick, blah blah blah. I was like, it's too late now. You know, I've been months shown up here exhausted, in pain, you know, and not one single person gave a shit, and the fucking CEO is a raging bitch. I was like, I actually told him, I was like, I can't stand her. Like, she's such a bitch. Like, I'm not one to hate people. I hate this woman. And I was like, no, I'm done. Like, that's it. Like, you can't pay me enough to stay here. So I quit.
Perfect.
And I was like, I had no plan, nothing. And I was like, do you know what? I'm not working now, so I'm going to start my Zen adventures. And that week, I set up my page, got my logo, and that was it.
And it's a non-profit organisation as well.
Completely non-profit. So I organise social hikes once a month. We have like up to 50 people per hike. I don't charge anything, just tell you to make your own way there.
This is in a Blanche.
So we have like a different location every month, so it changes every month. So it could be like in any part of Ireland. So like everyone, all I say is like carpool. We have a WhatsApp group, so carpool with each other and make your way there, because, you know, I don't charge anything, so I don't make anything from it other than friendships and meeting amazing people.
I think that is such an inspirational thing to do. I think obviously like there's a lot going on in the world right now. And just
to provide an outlet for someone.
Yeah, an outlet for someone, you know, outdoor kind of experience. I think it is really, really important, because like we could say, because I've been saying I want to go hiking for the longest time, and I've just never done it. And the fact that like you have this going on where I can also like meet other people and socialize. And
it's such a diverse group of people.
Exactly.
Like we've a guy from South Africa, from Cape Town. We have like a couple from Dallas, Texas.
Oh wow.
Like we have such a diverse group of people. Like,
and like what do you do after you get food afterwards?
It's so cute. So we go on the hike, and depending on where the hike is, like how many hours it takes, like majority of the time we all go for food together after. And like we just sit in one big group having food, having chats.
And sometimes they go swimming, doing an amazing job, and I think a lot of people can learn from you as well. And just to give the audience like just a few tips as well, like just free treatments that are out there, because obviously like our health is very important, especially for women. There is a cervical cancer screening test that your GP can do for you once you turn 25, and it's totally free.
Yeah.
So you haven't done yours yet. But
I
you
have
just
not
turned
done
25.
mine yet, but I have, like, my cousin, she's 29
Yeah.
and she's currently gone through uterine cancer.
Oh no.
And she's only 29. So girls, if I can say one thing and one thing only, it is get your smear test.
Get your smear test. It's
Because
so important.
it is absolutely heartbreaking to see someone so young suffering,
Yeah.
and like it's just as
obviously
heartbreaking.
We both know what it's like to have a family member go through like cancer.
Yeah.
And trust me, it's not nice. They're in a lot of pain. They're not themselves. So if you can prevent it,
And so
early
young.
on, yeah, so if you can prevent it early on, it's so important. Like, it's free.
Yeah.
Just go book the appointment and get it done. If God forbid you have some kind of trace, just start your treatment straight away to
Yes.
prevent it. Another tip is, women, we need to check our breasts.
This is
A
what I was
lot.
gonna say,
Yes, we check your breast.
because I found a lump last year
Same.
and I
found a lump
panicked.
too.
And I went to the breast clinic, and do not listen to the old women in the breast clinic. I'm telling you now, them old ladies, they don't know what they're talking about. They were like, no, you're too young, like you
Yeah.
shouldn't be here, no. I was
No.
like, no, like I found, like I had like loads of little lumps on the left side of my
Yeah.
breast here, and like it was freaking me out, and I got checked because there's breast cancer in my family, so I was like, I'm not risking this. And they were like, oh no, like you don't need to get checked, you're too young to have cancer.
Yeah,
You are not too young.
You're
Children
not
have
too young.
cancer.
Exactly.
You know, there's
So-
no such thing as you are too young. If you feel anything uncomfortable, get checked.
Get
Thankfully,
checked.
like I don't know about you, but thankfully for me, I was all good.
Yeah.
It's just like fat deposits or something,
Yeah,
they said.
that was the same with me,
But
was
they
like,
were
I
like,
had
keep an
stress.
eye on it. If it changes,
Yeah.
like if it gets harder, softer, whatever, anything
Yeah, no,
changes.
That was the same with me. So I found a lump and I panicked. And I think my boyfriend panicked more. But,
Same.
yeah, but I went to the hospital and they took X-rays and stuff. And they said it was totally fine. It was just like a stress lump, because I remember I had been stressed. I'd recently been fired from my job, so
Why?
fair enough. Oh,
We
let me
need
not
to
get
know.
into it. Let me not get into it. Let me just say, a lot of people were jealous of me in my old job.
Shit.
Yeah, that innocent boy was just pure jealousy, because I know I'm good at my job, and the dentists, they're only good at my job. It was just pure jealousy, and thankfully I got fired. I was gonna quit, but I got fired once again. It's like God always,
A blessing.
God always moves 2 steps ahead of me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I was stressed. Even though I said I wanted to quit, I wasn't ready to quit
Yeah.
yet. And because I got fired, and even when you, like, being fired is like, oh my God, it's like you feel rejected. It's like, what
It's-
is this?
yeah,
You
it's a hard
rejected
pill
me.
to swallow.
It's a really hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Like, and kind of knocks you down with your high horse.
Yeah, I've been fired as well.
So yeah, so I guess that kind of made me stressed a little bit, because obviously I have rents to pay, bills to pay, and stuff. But I got a
Yeah.
job straight after that. So it's
Awesome.
fine. But yeah, do check your breast. It's so important.
Yes.
Tell your sisters, your younger siblings, your mom. You're never too young. You're never too old to get them
Yes.
checked. And if you feel anything, go to your GP straight away. And it's actually free. Like, the whole treatment thing is free.
Yes.
The whole checking process, examination process.
And there's a
is free.
breast clinic in Blanche as well.
Yeah, there's one.
There's like a truck
Yeah,
beside the shopping centre as well. Like, feel anything, just go there.
go there.
They're so nice.
So yeah, another free thing that you can get done as well is an STI test, at-home test kit.
And this is something I didn't know about till today.
Yeah, so I'll put the link down as well. It's a website where you can just get like the kit sent to you from home. You can test for like chlamydia, HIV. I think there's one there.
That's
gonorrhea,
amazing.
Gonorrhea as well. Yeah, it's a test at home kit. I've tried it a couple of times because I work as a dental nurse, so I work with like sharp needles all the time. So
And you work with like
take,
bodily fluids and
body
stuff. Yeah.
fluids, aerosols and all that. So like I get tested a lot, and it's so easy.
That's
so easy.
amazing.
And you get your test results back within the week. Like, you're really quick on it as well. So you just fill out your details, put your address in, they send the kit to you, and just do it and then sign it. But I think take advantage of that. It's free.
And I think like even like if you're not worried about them things, you should just do it anyway.
Just do it anyway. It's another thing.
Be safe.
Men don't get tested a lot. I don't know why it is. Like, and you know it's so scary.
It's a shame thing. I feel like it's a shame thing.
because they just be putting in anything. Right?
Yeah, it's a
And
shame
then
thing.
It's like it's actually men that carry the highest HIV.
Really?
Yeah, men have the most HIV. Yeah, number of men compared to women. Men have HIV more than women. crazy. A lot of people know that. 'Cause I remember when I was doing my thesis back in school, I was doing like sexual practice stuff, and I actually learned that it was men. Because a lot of men are actually like low key gay. And yeah.
Low key.
Low key, obviously.
Yeah.
Not money, they don't want to come out. I'm gonna come out. But yeah, if you're doing it from the backside, obviously there's more diseases that way. So that's why most of them it's higher in men and women. Yeah. So tell your partners to get tested. Buy that kit, not
Just
buy
like wrap
Order
yourself,
that kit.
like
Order
just
that kit.
men wrap it like.
Wrap it.
Like you can put it in whatever hole you want, but just wrap it.
Protect yourself. Protect yourself. Because trust me, your life will change.
Yeah.
It will change.
Absolutely, it's not worth the risk.
It's not worth the risk, honestly. So just get tested. It's free.
Yeah.
Better to know than not to know.
Yeah.
You know. So so those are just the 3 things I have for this episode. I'll try and look for more as well, maybe for the next episode. And before we conclude this wonderful episode, I had so much fun talking about.
Me too.
Just give. Obviously, sexual consent is not something that's spoken about a lot. I know I said it in all my episodes, but I really want to like share awareness and create awareness and just like educate like young people and even older people. Like I did make a video saying like even some people who are married, like their partners can feel like they deserve their bodies, even when.
And this is so wrong.
And it's so wrong because like your body is your body.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether you're married or not, like it's your body. Like you decide what you want to do with it. And
Absolutely.
some partners tend to take advantage of that.
Yeah. Just because you're with someone doesn't mean that you have to have sex with them like whenever they want. You are allowed to have days where you're not in the mood.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly. So.
And like people go through things, mental health issues where like, you know, your libido does not exist.
Yeah.
And like your partner should respect that instead of forcing that on you.
Exactly.
You know?
So is there like any other tips that you want to give to like, even young
Girls.
girls as well? Girls. Yeah.
From experience,
Yeah.
be safe in the club. Because I'm not a drinker, and when I was like, I think I was 19 at the time, I was in Hanger.
Right.
Oh my God. Let's not even talk about that.
Yeah.
But I was like not drinking, like I was drinking water all night. And I remember being in the dance floor and all of a sudden I felt like I was losing control over my body. And like from the legs going up, I just started going numb.
Yeah.
I had been drugged on a glass of water, right? And the guy who done it was standing right in front of me, watching, waiting for the moment that I went completely numb.
Yeah.
And so that he could swoop in and grab me and take me out of the club. And I'm so blessed because Elena and Paddy were there.
Yeah.
And as soon as my body went numb, I actually I hit the floor in the middle of the dance floor because I couldn't even speak. I had like everything in my body shut down, everything. This was the scariest thing that has ever happened to me.
Yeah.
And I just hit the floor. And like thankfully Paddy was standing right there. And the guy who drugged me went over and he tried to pick me up and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to bring her outside to get air," he said to Paddy, not realising Paddy was my friend.
Yeah.
This guy was trying to steal me from the middle of the club. Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. Like, I'm not making this shit up. And Paddy was like, "No, she's my friend, I'll take care of her." This guy would not let it go. He was like, "No, let me," trying to grab me off Paddy. He was like, "No, let me take care of her, I'll handle it. You keep having a fun night, I'll handle it." Like, this guy was trying to carry me outside. And Paddy was like, "Get your fucking hands off her or I'm gonna fucking kill you." Like, there's something wrong with her. She's after fainting. She's after collapsing. She can't speak. I'm calling an ambulance. Get the fuck away from her.
Yeah.
And like,
Thank you, Paddy.
thank you, Paddy. He is my saviour.
Thank you. We need more Paddy.
Yeah, my mum loves him.
Oh, stop.
And Paddy then brought me outside and called an ambulance. And like the staff then ended up bringing me upstairs. And I ended up in A&E that night. And I my body was like completely numb for a few hours. Like I couldn't move, couldn't speak. Nothing. Like, this was terrifying.
So sad, yeah.
And it turns out that the guy had put the date rape drug inside my drink.
Oh my God.
So basically, like, this is a drug that they use to numb you so that they can rape you.
Yeah.
So his like whole game was to drug me, bring me outside and probably like rape me in the alley, like down the street. and like I'm so blessed that I had my friends there, like
The devil works
because
hard, but Paddy works 10 times harder.
Paddy works 10 times harder.
Paddy works 10 times
Be
harder.
grateful
What
for
the
friends
hell?
that do not drink alcohol.
Yeah, honestly.
And yeah, so the hospital were like, you are like so lucky, like, you know.
Oh my god. Because it's so, like, I remember being younger as well, maybe not that young, and I was like, why do people waste their drugs spiking people? Because I've never been spiked, thank God.
Yeah.
Like, why waste your drugs? I know drugs are expensive, not from personal experiences, but from other people. Why waste your drugs? Because they're expensive. But now I understand it's because they want to do things like this.
Yeah, because it's, honestly, I think it's a control thing. They want to have control over something because they've no control in their life.
Yeah.
You know,
Mentally
unstable.
Yeah.
Mentally unstable people, and like, yeah, like my one advice is like, girls, be so safe. Like, I could have like been told, oh no, you just had too much drink, but I was literally drinking
like,
water.
Even when you're dancing, like, just put your hands in your things like this while you're
One thing they do in the
dancing.
UK is they put stickers over your glass, which is amazing. I noticed they put like a seal over your glass and then give you a straw, which is amazing.
Perfect.
We definitely need to start incorporating something like that.
Ireland is like 10 years
Because you can't even drink water in the club without getting spiked.
Water.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm so sad for you that you had to go through that again. Like,
it's a life experience.
Like, I'm so happy you came on this episode. Because a lot of people, we've learned so much. I've learned so much from you as well, and I hope like all the young people out there, just anyone in general, I hope you have learned from Sophie's experiences as well. And with that, that is the end of this episode.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming and being so for real.
I was so nervous.
You were so flipping for real, and I love that you were honest, you were you, and I hope you had fun.
I did.
And hopefully we can do this again in a bigger space.
Absolutely.
Bigger audience.
I'm manifesting this for you.
Please God.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that is the end of today's episode. We're going to give it a small show. Okay, so yes, that is the end of today's episode. I'm so happy that my fairy Sophie was here. She kept it so for real. I'm so grateful for her, and she's definitely someone that I'll keep in my life for a very, very long time.
You
Definitely
too.
one of my bridesmaids. For sure. I think I always say that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. I always say that to them, like, you're stuck with me.
Yeah, there's no getting rid of me.
There's no getting rid of you. There's literally no getting rid of you and Elena and Laura and Lauren and the rest.
They shall be named.
And yeah, stay tuned for the next episode. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.